Okay, so we got the new update coming out on the 18th of September, the Hourglass of Dreams update, and they just released some patch notes that I want to talk about. Video right here, go check it out. Very, very cool video showing it off. If you don't want spoilers for the update, don't watch any more of this video because this is all going to be talking about what's coming. So, we have the Hourglass of Dreams, this new feature. So the Sandman has decided to make a little room for the Hourglass of Dreams in his shop, a new mechanic that activates at the beginning of a new chapter if you trigger the Master Nightmare before the 18-minute countdown ends in the previous one. For the longest time, players have been asking for some type of reward for triggering the Master Nightmare early, which is cool because it is kind of like a point of interest, to be fair, and you don't really get anything except for experience for beating the boss, so it is cool to have some incentive for starting this early and to beat the boss. You'll receive a certain amount of rewards depending on when you trigger the boss. The earlier the better. The rewards and their amounts are dream shards, magical objects, and XP. I really, really wonder how potent this is going to be because magical objects is really, really interesting. And I wonder if it's a minute-based thing, a 30-second based thing, right? Like if you start 30 seconds before the boss, do you get maybe like 50 dream shards or something? If you start like 2.5 minutes, you get a magical object, and like maybe the magical object rarity depends on how long. So maybe if you started the boss like a minute before the boss fight, you get a common. If you started like 2 minutes before, you get your rare, and like 3 minutes you get an epic. I doubt you'd be able to get a legendary or curse from this. That would seem kind of busted. The XP is cool as well because if you are starting the boss early, then you might just be missing out on XP from clearing monsters. The only thing that I'd like look at this and think though is like the main appeal here is the extra magical object here, because if you finish the map and you have say 5 minutes left, you can run around, kill enemies, get more experience, go find more dream shards, and you kind of have to see how many dream shards it's going to be. Is it going to be more efficient to run around, complete your map, get the rest of the dream shards on the map, or do this early? So I am interested to see how that's going to play out. The Hourglass of Dreams makes up a new way of playing and new strategies for as you progress through your runs. Should you trigger the boss early and sacrifice points of interest on the map to guarantee shards, XP, items, again, it is going to depend how that comes out, or miss the Hourglass of Dream rewards because the map has more interesting activities to offer. Fighting the Master Nightmare early has its costs. You'll be weaker than usual in theory, but the well-earned rewards from the Hourglass of Dreams should allow you to start exploring the next chapter in good shape. So one of the few concerns I have is co-op, especially if you play this game without friends. Like if you're not playing with your friends, if you just matchmake, I could see this being kind of weird. People just might go start this early and you're like, yo, there's like things that we need to do and things we need to complete. But I haven't played Nightmare difficulty without 5 negative modifiers or some other challenge modifier or something that I put against myself. But I do think that like you can, depending on your skill level, you can easily have like 4 to 5 minutes left at the end of each chapter. So I think, especially chapter 3, I finished chapter 3 with like 9 minutes left. So you can, and I don't know how that's actually going to work if you go into Baba Yaga's shop. I'm assuming she does have stuff in Baba Yaga's shop as well. But yeah, I don't know. I do think you'll be able to take advantage of this pretty consistently. Challenge runs might be a little bit more difficult, especially if you have the corruption modifier on enemies. That will be a bit more difficult. I'll be right back. Okay, and then the other two areas that I'm a little interested in how it's going to play out is this game never rewarded a defensive playstyle early, like my cat just sneezed, bless you buddy. This game never really rewarded like green armor, dragon hide early. That was always like, hey, you're going to benefit from that in chapter 2 or chapter 3, but your chapter 1 is going to be slower. I think this update is definitely going to push that even further. So playing defensive, it's already a time-based game, so you're not incentivized to play defensive, but going that route is going to potentially feel more punishing than just going hyper offense like you probably should be doing for the most part. The other thing that it's going to do is your level 2 talents. Like when I made the talent tier list, and I will be making new talent tier lists probably after this update, just in case they do balance other talents as well on characters. But one of the things that I had prioritized was a good level 2. It has so much benefit, and I rank talents largely in part to how good they are at level 2, because a good level 2 talent can help you clear the map and do a lot of things. Like say Pied Piper, for example. Persando is a great talent. That's not a great level 2 talent though. It's a talent that kind of pulls everything together. towards the middle or end, but you really want something like spinning solo. You want something like quintuplets or chorus, where your level 2 I think is going to matter a lot more now. But the other thing is it's kind of a nerf to golden egg, which I like. Potentially, it's potentially a nerf to golden egg, because again, you can still get dream shards from it. But say chapter 1, you have the option between like 2 ace of spades and your Beowulf with fiery slash, or 2 golden eggs. The 2 golden eggs by the end of chapter 1 might be like 8% damage, where the 2 ace of spades are going to be 40% damage on your attack, which is going to be so much more beneficial for you clearing that camp early. So I do like that. The immediate damage things like king of clubs, ace of spades, jack of diamonds, those are all going to be have a little bit more incentive than golden egg now, but golden egg is still going to be great. Okay, going into overtime. Yeah, they talk about how people complain about the timer, which I see that complaint all the time as well. And I do want to make a video on this, on why the timer is great. But basically, once the game ends, like once you run out of time, it instantly goes into overtime, and you have 3 more minutes in overtime. You can use this extra time to go collect dream shards, to go spend at the Sandman. Maybe you have like 1 more chest that you want to do and you might get a set bonus from it. You can go finish this, which I think is cool. You're incentivized already to start the boss early and not go into this overtime. But the other thing that happens is the boss gains attack power and HP. I don't know if that's damage or if they mean like another attack power, like maybe the boss just has another attack move that you have to be careful for. I assume that it's damage, but that's interesting. This gain will be proportional to the time spent in overtime, up to a certain amount. Once you enter overtime, you can teleport immediately to the boss to avoid wasting another second. Spending no to little time in overtime will not affect your Master Nightmare. So if you're playing the game like normal, like, okay, hey, once the timer reaches 0, that's when the boss normally starts. You now just have to go teleport to the boss and start it. They're going to say, yeah, hey, you're not punished for that if you are using up the full 18 minutes you get. Now, new quests. This is really cool. I'm really excited for this. 3 new quests. They will replace the pigs, Dark Hills, Sinbad, and the Cyclops in Storm Island, and the Dolahan, the tree in Avalon. One thing that I hope they do, because they say it's at random, one thing that I hope they do is like when this releases, just make like the first day or second day of this release, just like guarantee these quests so that we can get familiar with them. I don't know how difficult that is to do, like to implement, but it just would be cool that you get to experience the new content when the new content comes out. So this one, you'll follow Jack up, who asks you to find his magic bean, and you get ambushed by an ogre that I think they say tries to kick you off, right? I would love if this was a mechanic, like you know how the ogre in chapter 2 has this kick mechanic, or this kick attack? I would love it if you could just get kicked off this, and if you like, I don't know, that would probably be way too punishing if you could actually just lose your quest because you're kicked off this tower. But I think it would be really funny if like part of his mechanic is he tries to throw you off this and you could fail the quest that way. I don't know. I like that idea. Next is Sinbad and the Rock on Storm Island. Basically, you're going to escort him through a cave. I wonder if he has a health bar and if he can die in this, because this might be brutal in 5 negative modifiers, depending if that is the case. And he's collecting diamonds, and then you'll have to fight the giant rock at the end. We're going to hate this. We're going to hate this. Hopefully it's a good fight, but we're going to hate this. It's a bird, man. It's a bird. And then next is Mordred and the Crown. This is Morgan's illegitimate son has come to take possession of King Arthur's crown and threaten to destroy it. So it just looks like a new boss fight with a Knight Arena. This is going to be very tough. There are gargoyles in there as well. This is going to be very tough in 5 negative modifiers. I could already see it. Yeah, knights are brutal to take on in 5 negative modifiers. With corruption and berserker foes, they hit like trucks. So I am terrified of this, but I am excited for it. Now, next up, we also have a new activity, the Leprechaun's Cauldron. It's basically, they had something similar to this in Curse of the Dead Gods, where you have to kill all the enemies in the room as quick as possible, and once you kill them all, the gold tipped out from this, like, I don't know, it was this cauldron thing that you had, and it would tip out. They also had a version of it where if you get hit by an enemy, you instantly fail it. I don't think it's going to be that, but it is interesting. The cauldron will start to empty itself of its stream shards as soon as you activate it, so I'm assuming it's a kill everything quick. This to me is a potential don't start this until you're level 4 type thing, and do it when you could just instantly obliterate enemies. Like, this seems like a really bad objective to start at level 2. I hope because of that it can't be a green point of interest or fall in your green areas. I hope it can only fall in your yellow and reds, because yeah, having another thing that's like you're not incentivized to do early in the game, I really don't want to see that. But this is cool. I wonder how many dream shards it's going to be on average. Like, is it going to be equivalent to that red dream shard camp in chapter 1 that has like the 4 different crystals, right? Like the big set of crystals and then the 3 medium ones. I wonder if it's going to be like that. Hopefully it is, because again, if it's replacing other points of interest, and ideally it's replacing a dream shard point of interest, hopefully it's kind of equivalent to that. And then next up, we got skins. These skins look really good. You can come here and look at them and see them for yourself. But yeah, we got Geppetto, Scarlet, Aladdin, and Melusine. I'm stoked. We got our boy Aladdin. Geppetto's looking kind of goofy, but he has rockets on his backpack, which is funny. And he has like a little rocket hammer. Scarlet has the wolf mask, and then Melusine is just like more playing into her siren role. And yeah, they say they have new Steam achievements, Romeo and Juliet balancing. So I don't know. I think that means we're not getting other character balancing. So I really don't know if they are going to be adjusting other talents, but it seems like we're going to have big adjustments for Romeo and Juliet, which is interesting. I do think that they both are probably going to get nerfed a bit because yeah, they're kind of insane in their current states. And more to core variety and enemy camps. That's pretty cool. Like, just changing up how the map looks actually goes a long way to make the game feel a bit different. And then the new update is filled with even more content, so maybe there is more stuff like balance changes that they're not going to talk about right now. But yeah, I'm excited to see this. I hope you guys are too. I'm going to put out videos where I now try to speedrun the game and see how much time I can have left in each chapter and start the boss early. So look forward to those. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. Peace.